Best off staying where we are for now, I reckon.
Turn on some music.
Oi! You there!
Of course you are. Now, question is, are
Chocobo.
you heard me right? And not just any white hart and her flock.
Chocobo.
It's true. Well, go on then. There's it.
Where can I...
I saw him cut across the... You save White Hart and her and don't...
I'm sure...
Good luck.
White Hart. That's quite a name for a chocobo. A white feather. I thought Ambrosia was one of a kind. Speaking of brave birds. Looks like they went that way.
Stay down!
These chocobos aren't going down without a fight. They're in trouble.
We got you cornered, Feathers. You didn't think you seen them. You've been bad for business. But I reckon someone will pay good
Not around.
Oh.
Because she's something of a hero in these parts. You hurt her, and I hurt you.
Yes.
All right then. Too slow. You're safe now. White Heart, I presume. Do you know her, boy? That scar. It couldn't be. Ambrosia. It is you. You survived. And you found yourself a flock.
Oi! He isn't over! I thought I'd come and see it. Oh, hey, and the whole...
Thankfully, they did. And not only that.
Well, I'll be. Though I dare say she'd suit a fine fellow like yourself. Reckon our feathered friend must have learned a thing or two from her master. Bird like her would have cost a princely sum.
Well,
Oh, no, sorry, I didn't...
what is it, girl?
She wants her master back up. Told you. And it seems her pals agree.
Is that it? You want to come with me?
Well, bugger me if this ain't a heartwarming sight. The lads down the stables will be hearing about this tonight. Oh, stay right where you are. Doesn't she cut an handsome figure, eh?
She does indeed. How much do I owe you?
A few scraps of leather's the very least I owe old Whiteheart. Oh, I'll be sad to see her go, of course. But she's earned... Don't you worry. You hear that, Whiteheart? You've earned yourself some time off. You have fun You see... That's it. When those chocobos swarmed my cart on the road, didn't you? No.
Must have been my double.
Oh, must have been, eh? Oh, that'll be the excitement getting to me. Silly sod that I am. Pay me no mind. Anyhow, best be on...
You take care of your flock for now. I'll call you when I need you. Good girl. Fly, Ambrosia. Where's Gav?
Gav should be back by now. Gav should be back by now. Gav should be back by now.
I hear there's trouble.
But none of the curse breakers have returned.
Ah, Clive! Oh, I've missed that scowl.
Where's my report?
If it's kind words you're after, you're fishing in the wrong barrel. Now sit down, you fool.
So, you remember how quick the Empire was to occupy the Dominion after the fall of Drake's head? And how pissed off all the other nations were that they didn't think to do it first?
Half a century of independence gone at the whim of a madman. So much for their bloody treaty.
Clearly, the promise of unblighted land and the world's supply of crystals was too much for his radiance to resist. And now the Republic's finally decided to follow suit, using liberation as an excuse to declare war on Sambrek. Lined up right outside the Dominion's gates as we speak, looking to starve the Imperials into submission.
And now all eyes are on the Strait of Author.
While the two nations beat their shields, the rest sharpen their daggers, ready to set upon the war-weary victor. They'll never see us coming. It's time we moved on the mother crystals. Four mother crystals remain in Storm and Ash. Drake's Breath near Ironhome. Drake's Fang in Dhalmekia. Drake's Spine in Waloed. And Drake's Tail here in the Crystalline Dominion.
With the bulk of the Republican army marching to Twinside, Drake's Fang will be left exposed.
That is exactly the move Kupka would anticipate. And if there is anything these past 5 years have taught us, is that he loves his traps. There is one place, however, where nobody will be expecting us to go.
Drake's Breath.
There's a shitload of sea between us and it, and I've never been much of a swimmer.
I have an acquaintance in Port Isolde who may be able to help.
Who's that then?
My uncle, Byron Rossfield.
Lord Byron Rossfield of the Seven High Houses, the trade magnate with holdings in over 100 cities. Wait, Rossfield. And you're a Rossfield, of course.
My uncle's name gave him his start in the world, but it was his acumen which earned him his fortune. Along with a handsome fleet of ships.
Well, it's settled then. What are we waiting for, eh? Huh?
What are we waiting for, indeed?
Well, don't just stand there gawping. Coin purse weighing you down. Finished, are you? Think it's all right to touch him?
What do you need? What do you want? Should last you a good while. That it? Fine.
It won't be long now, Martel. Sid, I am...
Is everything all right?
Oh, yeah, it's just... Well...
It's good to know there's something of the old...
Martel's pride and joy. I took it on, you see, after she... Well, and not only is it ready, it's actually tasty.
Impressive.
I thought this first harvest could go... You couldn't...
It'll be nice being the bearer of...
Oh, she always had a soft spot for that lot, see? And once they've had their share... Here you go. Mart. You hear that, Martel? Today's finally the day.
Did you come through the forge today? It smells like a still. It would explain Blackson's foul mood. And you say Sid built this place?
Well, one can't really build.
There was a time I only had eyes for Otto. But then I saw...
Once the Dalmegs have laid siege to the Dominion, very little will be leaving Twinside.
So Mather's all right.
Yeah.
You two look like you could use something to eat.
Martel.
Weren't she the girl from the furrow?
Course she was.
Aye, and brave as a bane might. Remember when she ran back?
Please, Aunt. She'd have been proud.
A gift from the backyard.
Blimey, these take me back. Old Sid was the only one who could see and have them right from the branch, made Martel.
That sounds like the Sid I...
Planning on keeping it. Hang on. I'm glad to see someone carried on what she started. Reckon she'd be happy knowing all her hard work. Clive, tell the lad down in the back.
Not so much as a Well, you can leave the basket with me. I'll see that the others get their share. Oh.
That was the last of the apples. I should head to the backyard and pass along everyone's regards. The curse, they were clear.
They I suppose she put her when she...
And three.
I didn't do anything really, but... Thank you.
By the way, Otto's expecting some of your crop. And I wouldn't mind some of it either, if that's not too much to ask.
Of course not. I'll see that you're both well provided for. They like your fruit, Martel. Isn't that wonderful? I'd say it's about time we planted.
Your uncle always seemed a kindly soul, if a little eccentric.
You think it's all right to touch him?
I don't know.
Damn.
Is everything all right?
Aside from the holes in my hull?
The lake water doesn't agree with it, then?
That's one way of putting it. And unless you got some that slurry will keep eating away at the timber like young Tech, assuming we had any pitch out the old tubs.
Of course I will. Your skiff is our only means of reaching the mainland.
Well, I'm glad. To make pitch, you need pitch now. I'm not so unkind as to ask you to... And it just so happens I once heard...
Sounds easy.
Finish with that log so we can haul it aboard.
That broom's as ragged as...
So Mather's all right.
Yeah. Others weren't so lucky.
What's the matter, Nectar? The hunt board? It's where the curse breakers post sightings of just because they can't be dealt with when they're spotted. Right. The people of Valisthea are the last thing they need is ungodly fiend, and perhaps I can. I don't think so.
Without a ship to carry you there, Drake's breath might as well be on them.
Oh, Clive!
The patron's whisper. Does that mean...
Oh no, that's still me. It's just I still catalogue every... Words are immortal. Business is busy. Still, your benefactors are a generous lot. Here you are. You earned this. Best of luck out there, Sid.
Clive!
Oh. And Sid, but he's still with us.
Oh. So. Anything catch your eye? Always something, isn't there?
Doesn't sound like anywhere is safe. Not that I'm planning a journey.
Do you think it was wise to leave, Gav? He didn't seem pleased.
I needed his eyes and nose in Dhalmekia. I'm not about to let Kupka take us unawares. Besides, he has a knack for that sort of thing.
That he does.
And wasn't it Sid who said that matters such as these are best left to dominance? Especially should one of his beloved opportunities to grow and change present itself.
I always knew that I would return one day. Return to Ironhome.
For what?
After learning the truth, you were given the chance to face your past. If I am to continue at your side, I must do the same.
We will face it together then.
To the end.
Come on.
How far do you think your mother's reach extends? Will we find the same tragedy in the south as we did at Martha's Rest?
More than likely. Which is why we should hurry. There are still many settlements between here and Port Isolde. We visit as many as we can and hear their stories. Starting with the village of Amber. Thanks, Gal.
Enough. Yeah.
Ready, go?
Yeah. Mockery of justice is what it is. Lord Elwyn would never have stood for this.
Quiet, you! I think we're loyalists.
Jill, look.
Rosaria must be cleansed of the stain which befouls her, that she might rise once again from the ashes to welcome a new dawn. 'Twould be a pity to make examples of you all, for the transgressions of but a handful.
Of course, your lordship. You shall have our full cooperation.
What business could the Black Shields have in a village this small? There's barely room to hide a bearer.
Then they must be here for something else.
You fancy dancing a gallows jig like the miller's son?
Excuse me.
You haven't heard? Someone's been stirring up trouble. There've been a time the Empire wants answered.
Don't they?
Keep your ears open, eh? You have to be dull as a sack of stones.
We're going hunting for outlaws.
How do you like that, boy? 100? I heard it were 1,000.
There was a time my husband might have stood up to those men. Though back then, he wouldn't have needed to.
You seen him, didn't you?
I'm sorry.
The Black Shields. Just now. You seen him, didn't you? At least I think there was a Black Shields.
Was this the first time?
What do you think? Amber's the arse if only we were. I might.
You don't think these firebrands the Empire is looking for could be us, do you?
I don't know. But we need to find out. Greetings, friend.
I know that.
We couldn't help notice it.
Don't you go telling these strangers a thing. I speak for the people of this village. and you are to leave
May I at least ask why?
I don't know who you are or what brings you here. The Empire is a harsh master. Its demands, some might call it submission. But if it will spare my people, this village will...
Then we shall be on our... These people live with a knife to their throat. In the mistaken belief that if they cooperate, my mother will show them mercy.
Obedience bought with fear.
Are you all right?
Sorry, It's nothing. We still don't know who the Black Shields are looking for.
Well, whoever they are, the Imperials deem them worth pursuing to the back of beyond. But other than Martha, who else in Rosari would have the courage to stand? A new ally would certainly be welcome. Perhaps the next village will yield more... Come on.
Fly, Ambrosia.
This pass will take us through the mountains.
And directly into the path of whoever or whatever lurks here.
Ever since the apothecary, we've seen more and more of these echoes.
What do you think is waking them? The Mother Crystal's collapse?
I have an idea. You're not going to like it. More of my mother's men. Let's go. Run like the wind. Time to fight. Straight home now.
Fly, Ambrosia.
Thanks, Gal.
Stay down!
Come on.
Be safe. Ready, go?
Blood, Clive.
And still wet.
You were told.
The Black Shields.
You know who we are. Why then, we owe you our thanks. To dwell in darkness, that we may purge the night and welcome lasting dawn. On these, our swords we swear.
Say that again. I'll show you a true shield of Rosaria.
Wake up! Enough!
Tell me what I want and the end will be swift. Who are you looking for?
Why, you. We come bearing a message. Your friends have been found. The branded you freed from our camps. They await you in Old Hill.
Those are Old Hill's gates.
Then we hurry. Good girl.
Fly, Ambrosia.
Thanks, Gal. Find something, boy. Death.
flounder.
This was my mother's doing.
But why? Why would anyone...
I don't know. I never truly understood her. But this...
Oh, Clive.
I will learn what madness drives her, and I will end it. We should go.
Yes.
We can't leave them here like this.
We won't. But if the Black Shields have made it this far south, they may already be in Port Isolde.
We're approaching Buick Bridge. Though I doubt the Empire would let us cross over to Rosalith. All right.
Didn't happen to come by way of Oldhill, did you? Saw some Imperials clad in black making for the docks just the other day. The next morn, you couldn't see the sun for all the ravens.
I did, Mummy! I could hear him shouting from down the road. Hush, no. You didn't hear
They tell us there's a curfew.
Passage to the provincial capital is restricted to Imperial Army personnel.
The gates are closed! Become!
Passage to the provincial capital is restricted to Imperial Army personnel.
The gates are closed!
They're all Rosarian.
But this is their home.
I'm hungry.
You find no succor to the south travellers, nor beyond the Buet. The Empire has seen fit to banish us from our own land.
Don't go thinking you'll find refuge in the houses outside Port Isolde. The place is a wretched hive of thieves and blackguards.
Not here. Come on.
Yeah!
The Lazarus. What happened to this place?
My mother happened. The nobles who lived here didn't stand a chance. Let's hope my uncle fared better. Thanks, Gal. That's the main gate. And it looks like we're not the only ones hoping to get in.
Let us pass! My children are starving!
Have mercy.
Voice-rinsed dogs they are! You can't ignore us forever!
Let us in, or we'll die on your doorstep!
Better out there than in here!
No, good enough for
Fuck off!
Hang the chinless bastards. Those crystals belong to us all.
I said, where were you, filth? Back to your sties! I'll cut you down where you stand!
Just try it!
No chance of slipping through unnoticed. We'll need to find another way in. I thought we might be able to reason with the guards.
I suspect everyone in that crowd thought the same. Was that the only way in?
Officially, yes. Strictly speaking, no. My uncle once told me that the nobles had tunnels built, so that they could visit town without having to walk amongst the rabble. The Lazarus. We'll find our way into the city there.
If you're sure. The entire place looked abandoned. Do you think it's safe?
As long as it is abandoned.
The good news is we haven't seen a single black shield since Old Hill.
Maybe they found who they were looking for. This is nothing like I remember it.
How quickly a crown can lose its luster.
Not abandoned, then.
Oi! Visitors!
Apologies. We'll show ourselves out. Or not.
I've only ever seen one man fight like that. And he's long dead.
Then perhaps it's time you joined him.
The blessing of the Phoenix. It can't be. I was there when you died. Huh? Forgive me, my lord. I knew not whom I addressed. You have naught to fear from us. Founder, it really is you.
It is. So wait.
We can speak inside.
And those who wouldn't bend the knee?
We left before the Empire could make examples of us, though we didn't go far. And we banded together to form the Guardians of the Flame soon after. Alas, there is only so much a handful of aging shields can do against the might of an empire. But we've seen to it that their stay has been anything but pleasant. Of late, though, we've had our hands full just trying to keep the Duchy's few remaining bearers out of the Imperial's clutches.
The Cullings. We saw what happened in Old Hill.
Aye, the foul work of the Black Shields and their mistress.
You mean my mother? But it doesn't make sense. Even knowing what I know about her. Her hatred for bearers was no secret, but she wouldn't have been ignorant of their value to the realm.
No offense, my lord, but in case you haven't noticed, the Lady Annabella couldn't care less about the realm. She barely even cares for her own home. That much has been plain since the slaughter at Eastpool. And, since granting the Holy Emperor a new heir, her obsession with bearers only seems to have grown. As to why, I don't know. Maybe she can't bear the thought of anyone having the power to challenge her beloved son.
Her son.
Sir Wade, the Black Shields have broken camp. They march in full force for Buick Bridge. Then so do we. Make ready. This is their main host. If we remove the head, perhaps we can prevent what happened at the docks from happening somewhere else. If I do nothing, then the blood of their next victims will be on my hands.
Yours and ours. We too have witnessed the crimes these men who dare call themselves shields have committed in my mother's name. It cannot be allowed to continue. We must put a stop to this madness.
We must. So let us go with you. For the good of Rosaria.
I was hoping you'd say that. Very well. If that is your wish, I would be honored to serve at your side.
And we at yours.
So, Wade, let us do our duty.
With pleasure, my lord.
I imagine this endeavor will require more than just our wits.
Then let's hope Sir Wade has a good quartermaster.
Dead. I suppose we owe you our thanks. You spared us when you could have just as easily sent us to the mud.
We'll show them that the fire in our hearts is not so easily quenched.
You're telling me that's the Archduke's son?
Allow me to tend to your needs, my lord. I will be here should you need aught else.
Tell us then, Sir Wade.
Nothing fancy. You, Lady Jill and I make for Buett Bridge, and sensing an opportunity to end the Guardian. This will allow us to wage battle on the bridge without fear of being... While the Black Shields have an advantage in numbers, you see, they prefer to fight in small units.
How small exactly?
Small enough. Now that I have you and Lady Jill for company.
But until we arrived, that was your...
Sir Wade, the bearers from Old Ed have been late.
Very good.
As you command.
Thank you, Sir Wade.
There is but one thing, putting an end to the Black...
And so we shall.
We'll keep them from the bridge.
May the blessing of the Phoenix go with you.
How long have you been pursuing the Black Shields?
Since they burned their first village. We tracked down the bastards responsible and fed their corpses to Stillwind. Suffice to say, that got their attention. It's been a game of cat and mouse ever since.
Sideways.
Come along now.
There they are. On your command, my lord.
What is it now? I told you!
We bear a message for the Vicereine. From the Guardians of the Flame.
Ha! You presume to tell us that a pair of filthy vagabonds, a woman and a dog, could guard aught against the might of the Black Shields? Then come! Die along with your flame! For Rosaria!
For Rosaria!
Your petty revolution ends here. On these our swords we swear.
It's over.
Bloody hell! Reinforcements from the far bank!
Another wyvern to fight their battles for them.
dragons.
Worms. The Imperials aren't taking any chances. I can't say I'm flattered.
Go, Corporal! Attack!
A noble stand, albeit a misguided one. In taking it, you have but proven our point. That this land is in dire need of cleansing.
There's no one left to keep them occupied. We need to finish this.
You mean finish him?
Not good.
That's better.
Nice try.
I don't see any more.
It did. It bloody worked. We sent every last one of the rotten bastards straight. Perhaps this will be enough to stop the Cullings.
Perhaps. She'll move swiftly to see her minions' ranks replenished.
And then it will all... I often wonder if the nation we once knew, her fields rot. We battled to preserve the flame that was, but yet be that as it may, it is still our home, and we must fight for it, as we always have, and always will. For as long as the Firebird's flame burns in our hearts, the Duchy cannot die, and her loyal subjects may dream of a day when the Rosarian standard flies over Rosalith once more.
So wait,
Think we should fall back to Port Isolde before the garrison sends a sound strategy, might.
And how long has my uncle been funding you and your comrades' endeavors?
Since the beginning. Lord Byron was the first person I turned to after forming the Guardians. And had I known of this tunnel back then, I wouldn't almost have been hanged by the...
I suppose a formal request for an audience.
And appearances must... Were the Vice-Regency to catch wind of Lord Byron, where he would be... And so, though it sickens him to the soul, He plays the part of the loyal lord. It is why he remains ever vigilant. Don't be surprised.
Then I will have to think of a way to prove that
I might have something which could... It's the mark of the Guardians. Display it and...
I shall wear it with pride.
Be sure that you do. I don't want my men attacking you again. Unless you deserve it. If only Sir Tyler could have been hit.
Thank you, Sir Wade. If there is ever anything you need...
I know. Go on now, my lord.
How accommodating. Do you really think they believe we are who we say we are?
Not a chance. All right, I guess. My uncle believes we're imposters here to rob him. And means to string us up himself.
Imagine my surprise when I was told my nephew had come to visit. Clive Rosefield died long ago. And for uttering his name here, you shall pay with your tongue! You would mock me as well?
It is I, Sir Crandall of Camelot, loyal servant to Her Serene Holiness, Saint Sybil the Unshod. Meadow, thou vile sorcerer, for thy crimes against church and crown, I shall have thy head.
Curse thee, infectious flax wench. Even in death, must thou plague me still? Very well. I shall open the gates of hell, that thou might see thy charge once more.
Bravo, Uncle. You're still the finest Meadow in the twins.
Oh, Clive, my dear boy, it's really you. You always were fond of that scene from The Saint in the Sanctuary. Never did let me play Sir Crandall.
I have a favor to ask, Uncle Byron.
Rutherford, inform the kitchens. There'll be guests. We dine immediately.
But, Uncle...
You can't very well regale me with the tale of your miraculous preservation on an empty stomach. Go on, sit. See that you use the good plates, Rutherford. So you arrived late to one of her cullings, did you? Since becoming Vicereine, Annabella has been a constant thorn in Rosaria's side, but these atrocities are a new low. Something has changed. Quite what, I don't know, but the woman we knew is gone, and a monster sits in her place.
A monster?
For better or worse, I've been charged with governing this town, and thus must maintain the illusion of obedience. That's all I can do to aid Wade and his merry band of revolutionaries.
So he's told us. You have risked much for Rosaria. Our nation will be forever in your debt.
It has been 20 years, Clive. The nation your father and your forefathers fought to defend is no more. Perhaps it would be otherwise had I the courage of my brother. All right, if it's a ship you require, a ship you shall have. I've a galley in port, but recently relieved of her cargo. She can be outfitted for the voyage in a matter of weeks.
So you believe us, then? About everything?
Believe you? Ha! Only a fool would believe even half of the things you claim. But until tonight, only a fool would have believed my nephew still lived. And besides, I have it on good authority that Clive is telling the truth.
Whose authority?
By your own, of course. You've always been a terrible liar.
Is that true?
It's not untrue.
Let's say no more about it, eh? It wouldn't do to linger on my nephew's greatest failing. The one thing I cannot believe, though, is all this about you being Sid. You were always such a good boy, but now you're quite the outlaw. Which, if I'm not mistaken, would make me an outlaw's uncle. Right then, who shall we pillage first? Rutherford, fetch me my cutlass. This will be fun.
Over there. Go on.
She's a fine ship, isn't she?
Once outfitted, she'll bear us across the boiling sea to Drustinus in the space of 3 days.
Something on your mind?
Monsters. When I served the Iron Kingdom, I did so because I saw no other choice. Because once they learned that the lash would not move me, they turned it on those who could. And so I became their puppet. I let them pull my strings, telling myself it was not my hand that swung the sword, but another's. I removed myself from the truth so I wouldn't feel the pain it caused. And before I knew it, I no longer felt anything. Anything at all. I had become a monster.
Jill.
I don't want to be a monster, Clive. Do you understand? I want to choose a different path, a better path. To live on my own terms. But before I can do that, I need to come to terms with my past.
And when you do, I'll be standing there with you, just as you stood with me.
Thank you, Clive. I must atone for my sins. Only then, when it's done, will the monster cease to be.
Just promise me that you won't die with it. Now, let's get some sleep. The journey back to Benamir is long, and there is much to tell the others.
Only the Founder knows what awaits us in the Iron Kingdom. But Vivian could probably make an educated guess. I didn't take you for a scholar.
Oh, this? Wait, I borrowed it from old Toe. Oh, where's from...
If it...
Well, but you're made of stuff.
Something tells me...
Fantastic!
So...
Chance. The only problem... A beast, no doubt.
Does the book... Roses. One of the butchers in Martha's Rent.
Typical nobles. How did we never hear about these guardians of the flame
every day?
Same way they never...
Clive!
Is something wrong?
It's Blackthorn. And if I'm honest, he ain't been... Normally it only takes a couple... Something's getting him down. It's like he's lost his spark, you know? But I'm thinking he...
Fine, but if...
All right, now, wait a bit.
Back again, Lord Rosfield. What will it be to...
The Iron Kingdom.
You'll soon be setting sail for the mother crystal that rises. There was a time when a true-blooded Rosarian had only to brave the waves to visit it. As you know, the Iron Kingdom rules over the islands to the west of Storm. Or rather, its church does. But this is not the pragmatic approach to state religion employed by the Holy Empire to manipulate the masses. No, the Iron Kingdom is the literal embodiment of the crystalline orthodoxy. And so, if one is to understand it, one must start there. As the name implies, the orthodoxy holds the Mother Crystal sacred. And they do not take kindly to heathens plundering the objects of their worship for the means to fill washtubs and light lamps with frivolous feats of magic. Indeed, the faithful consider ether a sinful thing, a poison no less. And to them, a dominant is an instrument of evil, albeit one they have proven only too happy to turn against their enemies. Some 80 years ago in Northern Storm, Drake's eye collapsed. Soon after, in pursuit of ether and with the Blight at their backs, the Northern Territories descended upon the Grand Duchy of Rosaria. And when the Shields of the Flame marched north to meet them, the Iron Kingdom spied an opportunity. A few short days later, the Crusaders landed on the island of Mount Justanus, home of Drake's Breath, and plucked it from the Duchy's grasp. Rosaria tried to reclaim it, of course, but to no avail. I doubt more than a handful of Duchy men have set foot on its shores in your lifetime. Nor are they like to again, under the Empire's stewardship, meaning the Iron Blood will keep their island. And with it, the foothold they need to march on mainland soil when next they spy an opportunity. The Mother Crystal is both the object of the Iron Blood's worship, making Drostanus from which the Orthodox Crusade shall one day sail forth.
My father and my grandfather had things unfolded differently at Phoenix Gate. We would have sent our entire fleet against them.
But instead, they sent their fleet against Rosaria. Sacked the capital. Killed. I'd say you'd be forgiven for wanting a little rip.
My only aim is to destroy them. Not much else to do here. Let's see if Jill's ready.
Typical nobles.
I could have sworn we had a few.
That monster's taken quite a liking to Lady Karen.
He's not a monster.
What's it good?
August was worried that I thought you might...
I told you.
Clive just wants to help. Talk to him. You know, please, mate.
It's not a sort of...
Why didn't you tell...
Karen and I have an arrangement. I keep an eye on Goots, and she shows me what the competition's up to. Anyway, the other day, she shows me a cure. Made my stuff look like I should have brought the bastard thing there and there. You happy? You got what you came for?
All right. I always thought of old Blackthorn as a bit... Didn't think any...
Blackthorn's always taken pride. Something tells me if he has doubts.
I couldn't have...
He said he should have bought that cuirass. Assuming you're happy to help that...
Too bloody...
Glad to hear it. First things... Karen, Blackthorn...
And he ain't been himself since...
Sorry, sold it. Didn't think Blackthorn cared for it the way it... But it was nicely put together, that's for certain. Even if the bloke makes all his stuff to order. But the fella who commissioned...
You don't know where we might...
Like I said, there's a bit... Don't trust hunters neither, which...
I see.
He did tell me, apparently, his next commission's for a set of...
Here! There's a griffin on the hunt board. The cut now where the bleeding hell was excited.
Thank you, Karen.
At least...
So, it sounds like going after that griffin might be the best...
I'll leave the hunting to you if you don't... While you get on with that, I'll ask around...
Good idea.
It will be over soon.
You ready?
I think so.
Jill. When you told me you had to come to terms with your past, you weren't talking about destroying Drake's Breath, were you?
No. I spoke of Imran, the leader of the Crystalline Orthodox. The man who made me do all those unspeakable things. I'm going to kill him. It's what I need to do to put the past behind, and I know that I can do it.
Always.
And I'll be beside you, too. We'll bring Bulwell Sidlu.
We'll make him.
Typical nobles. Cowering behind.
Thank you for sticking with us.
Those of us who are still here have to look after each other.
Oh.
Unwanted.
You're looking for scorpion tails. Used to check, even if they're...
Do think.
Good girl. Run like the wind. Easier than felling a forest, I said. The trees don't have teeth.
Garuda! Yeah! It's over. Over here.
I can't imagine Obelisk needing any more than this. Time to head home.
Yeah!
We're not alone.
Scorpions. At least I know what I'm up against.
You lose.
I better get this back to Yvonne before it goes bad.
Did
I didn't.
Marvelous!
You wouldn't be wrong.
I present. Grab a spoon, Sid. Let's eat while it's hot.
I'm not hungry.
Well, it'll be too late once. Odin's teeth. What an assault on the senses. It's like choking. And yet, it takes a moment to recover. I must share this gift. A single mouthful.
I'm...
Well,
fine. I'll go.
Yeah.
Typical nobles.
Good day to you. See.
The crystals we get from the tail are all but worthless.
It's not just the crystal. Bearers are having trouble with their magics as well.
This is no time to ride. Not here.
Word is, the Black Shields took a hiding.
Ambrosia won't help me here. Ambrosia won't help me here. Let's go. No mistakes. Straight home now. If that's what I think it is, this isn't gonna be easy. Rest well. I know I will. Let's go. Fly, Ambrosia. You deserve a rest. Come on. Faster!
What about the curse? Can't you use a crystal instead?
I'll be fine. Besides,
Ready, go? Run like the wind. Time to fight. Good girl.
Yeah!
Griffins don't exactly make for easy prey. Let's hope our craftsman hasn't bitten off more than he can chew. Another work will have to wait.
Vogel, look sharp.
Nice try.
Arise!
Nice try. Is something there, boy? Could that be our man? Are you all right?
That griffin caught me before I could get...
More likely than not.
The name's Camille.
Not so lowly. You remember selling to a merchant?
Bought a cuirass from me after didn't stop her bot. She sent you...
It's not her who sent...
Well...
You should be. He's a master of his art.
Blacksmith's a proud... And I don't imagine an impressive swordsman. I'd dearly love to... Actually...
What is it?
Treated leather. Same stuff I used. If your man's as skilled as he sounds...
You sure?
Well, and thanks to you, I'll be going home with all the short of showing him how to...
In that case?
I'd be much... Right. You send your black...
Will do. Hopefully this will sweeten black.
And with a bit of luck... How'd it go, Clive? Did you find him?
I found him. And he asked me to give you this.
You're joking.
He said he wouldn't teach you how to work it, but that if you were as skilled as you sounded...
So that's his secret. Crafty bastard. He's layered and crooked a few times too. And that's no ordinary oil he's used to get that finish. Oh, this is fun.
Yeah? I'll take your word for it. Here, Clive.
Camille.
I thought there ain't many leather workers in the realm daft. Turns out he's from Tabor, but our friend Camille guards a long...
Then we better keep...
This is still...
That was the idea. Clive's idea, anyway.
It's good to have you back.
Just don't expect me to go turning out work like. There's a reason he does his own hunting. He knows exactly. And don't get me started. I reckon I can make some... about this. Anyway, enough now.
Looks like we won't be needing a new blacksmith.
As if there was a better one out there. Nah, it wouldn't have been the same anyway. Right, now that's sorted. Thanks, Clive.
Back, are you? What? You because I haven't. Still. Want something for you, do you? Don't waste my time. You ain't got the stuff. And?